Here's 6 proven ways to save $10,000 faster, according to science. It's a quiet Saturday morning. You wake up, grab your favorite mug, and pour yourself a cup of coffee. As you sit down, you check your bank account, hoping this month will be different. But it's the same story. Barely any savings, just like the last month and the month before. Frustrating, right? You work hard, you try to cut back, but somehow saving money just feels impossible. Sound familiar? The truth is, it's not your fault. You just don't have the right strategies in place. But that's about to change. Let's start with automating your savings. Imagine saving 3.8 times more without sacrificing the things you love, like pineapple pizza, fancy gadgets, and more. How? Through the magic of automation. Automation taps into the concept of loss aversion, a key principle from behavioral economics explained by Daniel Kahneman in his book Thinking Fast and Slow. Kahneman's research shows that people tend to feel the pain of losing money more acutely than the pleasure of gaining the same amount. Here's a classic example from the book. Imagine a game toss game where you stand to win $100 if it lands on heads and lose $100 if it lands on tails. For most people, the potential loss of $100 is far more impactful and distressing than the potential joy of gaining $100, even though the amounts are identical. This fear of loss is so strong that people often require a gain of at least $200 to consider the gamble worth it. By automating your savings, you leverage this concept to your advantage. When you automate your savings, the money is transferred from your checking account to your savings account without you having to do anything. This process minimizes the pain associated with setting aside money because it happens automatically without requiring a conscious decision every time. Essentially, you're tricking your brain into not perceiving the savings as a loss because you never really had that money in your spending account to begin with. By automating your savings, you remove the pain of having to actively set aside money and you harness the power of loss aversion to your benefit. Now, if you're sitting there and that doesn't sound simple enough, let's talk about the $27 rule. Imagine standing at the base of a mountain, looking up at the peak, feeling overwhelmed by the sheer size of your goal. Saving $10,000 feels like that, right? But what if I told you that instead of focusing on the peak, you only need to take one step at a time? Break it down. Instead of thinking about saving $10,000, think about saving $833 a month. Even better, think about just saving $27.30 a day. That's it. Small steps. Now here's some ways to take those small steps. Cook at home. Ditch the takeout. Cooking your meals at home can save you anywhere from $10 to $15 a day. Brew your own coffee and skip the expensive lattes. Just by brewing your own coffee, you can save up to $5 a day. Cut subscriptions. Cancel the subscriptions you don't need. That's $30 right there. Public transport. Swap out your Uber rides for public transport. That's $50 a week. Stay in. Instead of hitting the bars, invite friends over for a game night. Right there, you save $100 a week. Each small action might seem insignificant, but together they form a powerful habit. You're leveraging the concept called preset bias, the tendency to prioritize immediate rewards instead of future benefits. Shift your mindset. These small daily decisions are stepping stones to your $10,000 goal. Visualize at the end of the year, looking back at your journey, seeing how every little decision added up to something monumental. It's not just about saving money, it's about building a future. And every $27 you save brings you closer to that future. Now let's dive into something even deeper. Finding your emotional why. Think about it. Companies like Amazon and Nike spend billions to tap into your emotional triggers, convincing you to buy more. They know that our emotions drive our decisions. But what if you could use that same emotional power to save more? A 2019 study found that you are 3.3 times more likely to save when you understand your emotional motivations. So ask yourself, why do I want to save? Simon Sinek's Golden Circle concept is all about starting with why. Knowing your why builds a personal connection with your savings goals, making them more meaningful. When your goal is tied to something deeply personal, it becomes more than just numbers. It's about honoring sacrifices, securing the future, and achieving your dreams. Think about it this way. Companies use emotional stories to sell products. Nike, for instance, doesn't just sell shoes. They sell the dream of athletic excellence. Every commercial is about overcoming odds, pushing boundaries, and achieving greatness. This emotional appeal makes you want to be a part of that story and makes you buy their products. Now flip the script. Imagine every dollar you save as a tribute to your personal why. Scenario 1. If your why is to give your children a better future, every saved dollar becomes a step closer to paying for their education, securing a safe home, or building memories through family vacations. Picture the joy and security your children will feel knowing you've planned for their future. Scenario 2. If your why is to retire early and to travel the world, each dollar saved represents a plane ticket, a night in a cozy Airbnb, or a meal at a quaint cafe in Paris. Visualize the freedom to explore new cultures, see breathtaking landscapes, and live life on your own terms. Scenario 3. If your why is financial independence, imagine the peace of mind knowing you're free from debt. Each dollar saved could mean less stress, more freedom to pursue your passions, and the ability to take risks that could lead to greater rewards. Finding your emotional why transforms abstract goals into concrete actions. So take a moment, dig deep, and find your emotional why. And as we move forward, remember that your why is your anchor. It is what will keep you grounded and focused on your path to saving $10,000. Now let's talk about the next step in our journey to saving $10,000. Delayed gratification. Have you ever found yourself buying something on impulse, only to regret it later? Oscar Wilde once said, "I can resist everything except temptation." Understanding gratification and dopamine can help you resist impulse spending. So, when you want to buy something, add it to a not now, but later list. Here's the magic. Wait 30 days before making the purchase. This simple delay often reduces the impulse to buy. Research shows that the anticipation of buying something releases dopamine, but over time, the desire often fades. This way you can fulfill your initial urge without the regret that often follows impulse buying. Think of it as a cooling off period for your desires. By the end of 30 days, you'll likely realize that you never really needed that item. This strategy not only helps you save money but also builds self-control, making you more mindful of your spending habits. By implementing the not now but later strategy, you give yourself the power to resist fleeting temptations and focus on what truly matters and put those money towards savings. Have you ever wondered what $1 today is truly worth in the future? Let's dive into the fascinating concept of the future value formula, a powerful tool that can transform your financial decisions. Imagine this, you have $100 today, it feels good, right? But what if I told you that $100 could be worth a lot more in the future if you invested wisely? This is where the future value formula comes into play. Think of it like planting a small tree. Today it's a small sapling, but with the right care and time, it grows into a mighty oak. The same principle applies to your money. If you invest $100 today and get a 10% return, it becomes $110 next year. The magic of compound interest means that over time, your money grows exponentially. Here's a more concrete example. Instead of buying a $5,000 gadget today, imagine investing that money. With an average annual return of 10%, in 20 years, that $5,000 could grow to over $33,000. That's the power of the future value formula. Understanding the future value of money helps you make smarter financial decisions. It shifts your perspective from immediate gratification to long-term wealth building. This concept isn't just for finance gurus. It's a practical strategy that anyone can utilize to secure their financial future. So next time you're tempted to make an impulsive purchase, ask yourself, what could this money be worth in the future? Now, the sixth tip is from the book The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel, and it's called Ego-Free Savings. Have you ever bought something just to impress others? Morgan Housel argues that your savings is your income minus your ego. Take a moment and reflect on your purchases. Did you buy that flashy car or latest gadget to impress your friends or colleagues? We've all been there. But think about this. Reducing unnecessary spending that's driven by your ego allows you to focus on what truly matters. Imagine this scenario. Instead of buying a designer watch to showcase your success, you choose a simpler, functional one. The money saved could be invested, growing your wealth over time. This is not about depriving yourself, but rather about prioritizing long-term goals over short-term gratification. By adopting humility over materialism, you free yourself from the constant need to keep up with others. This psychological shift can significantly increase your savings. This is not just about making more money, but desiring less and valuing more of what you already have. Saving $10,000 is a great start, but if you truly want to reach financial freedom, you need to start making money while you sleep. Watch this video for a step-by-step guide on investing and making passive income. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.